feel bad. My in-laws are coming up on Friday night, Friday night, and I was like, no.
All right, ready?
Yeah.
All right, good evening. I'll call to order the regular meeting of the Hampton Township Council for Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. And we will start with the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Blackburn?
Present.
Ms. Fritsch?
Present.
Mr. Midgley?
Present.
Mr. Scholley?
Present.
Dr. Johnson?
Present.
Mr. Speakman?
Mr. Speakman is excused this evening. All right, first item, can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the regular meeting held Wednesday, March 26, 2025, and the agenda meeting held Wednesday, April 9th, 2025?
So moved. Second. Third.
Roll call.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Scholley?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor. All right, next item is citizens' agenda matters. If anyone has anything that they would like to address to council, please step to the microphone and state your name and address. Please.
Hello. My name's Meredith Sigarovich. Bethany, I think I've been in contact, I emailed you, but my husband and I live at 4348 Glades Drive, and we are interested or would like to ask the township to build a sidewalk from our neighborhood to the start of outside of Central Elementary that has a walkway from that one street to the school. We moved here about 4 years ago, and we go to the park about at least 4 times a week. However, we had a daughter last year, and we've barely been to the park since. It's much easier to walk in the neighborhood than take the stroller, put it in the car, and go to the park. And we are not the only ones in our neighborhood. There are a lot of young families in our neighborhood that can't walk to the Discovery School where their kids that are preschoolers are, or to Central Elementary. And my hope is that by the time my daughter starts Central Elementary, I'll be able to walk her to and from school. I don't know what the next steps are with this. I have put together a survey to pass out to all of our neighbors just to show you how much we utilize the Discovery School, Central Elementary, and the park. But I can bring that information to you all, but just wanted to gather your thoughts.
Well, we are definitely looking to add more sidewalks in more of our neighborhoods throughout the township. As you know, we added that one and then the one over to Fridley Field. So I guess the question is, do we know when that road is set for repaving? No,
It would be Middle Road.
it would be Middle Road? Okay, sorry, I thought you meant your neighborhood road. Middle Road is unfortunately a county road, so we have to work with the county in order to get a sidewalk there, and that's a little bit more difficult.
Okay, and if
So-
we wanted sidewalks just in our neighborhood, is that something more?
Those are municipal roads, so those are certainly easier to do, but Susan, that's really your area. Sorry.
Typically sidewalks or like in the newer developments, that's when they're approved in the newer developments. Because
Right.
that is a newer development.
But we have been able to add a couple on roads when we've repaved them. Is that something that we could consider for that
It's
neighborhood?
scheduled for next year, but there has to be enough roadway width to do
Mhm.
that. On Topnick Drive there was.
Okay.
That's why it was expanded on Topnick. We did have that extra width there.
So we'll have to do some investigations to see if
Yes.
that's something that we'd be able to do.
Okay, and if we're looking onto Middle Road, then I need to go to the county.
That is county, isn't it? Or
It is
is-
correct.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sure. Anyone else have anything for citizens' agenda matters?
Well, I have a comment.
Sure.
So, because I think at the last strategic planning session too, I just asked for next year, assuming that, I'm still here, that we look at connectivity in the township. So I would think that, given that it's Middle Road, and it's something that I think a lot of citizens want. I mean, I see people there all the time, that and McCauley Road, that maybe it's time for us to think about how to do these more complex projects. It's hard for me to see one citizen or even a small neighborhood trying to advocate for something like that. I really think it takes the will of the township.
Yeah, I agree.
To request something like that, and so I would just ask that, again, that we consider some of these more complex connectivity projects for our, future planning
Yeah,
sessions.
I wholeheartedly agree. All right, sorry, did anyone else have anything for citizens' agenda matters? All right, then we are going to rearrange the agenda this evening to move item A from public safety to be before administration. So, Chief?
Okay. As council is aware, David Mitchell is retiring at the end of May. He's currently burning up some time off of his schedule, and we've had Brian Williams with us in a part-time capacity since January. He's a 10-year veteran in the military, the Army, and we would like to promote him to the full-time position to fill the vacancy that's going to be created by Dave Mitchell. And the officers in the back all like him, and they want him. And
Just three?
yeah.
Jeez, just three of them like me?
Well, just the three that are working right now, yeah. So, and Brian would like to join us for the next 25 years of his life because he likes us. So we would ask that you promote him to the full-time position effective Monday, the 28th.
Does anyone have any questions? All right, then can I get a motion to offer Officer Brian Williams a promotion to full-time with an effective date of April 28th, 2025, per the chief's memo dated April 2nd?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor.
All right.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
I saw him run Saturdays ago with his buddies, and like he ran his last mile, he like sprints it. Here we go. I actually think it was worse doing that.
Yeah, right. Right?
Yeah.
I only took one picture where I'm like, wow.
It's like a fun game.
All right, thank you. We will move back to administration. Item A is the North Hills Council of Governments report, but the executive board did not meet this month, so I will defer to the manager if he has anything to report from the manager's meeting.
Yes, we had a meeting on the salt contract last week. It's the last option year with Morton. They have proposed into that option year a 6% increase in cost over the previous year. The COG came back with a 3% increase, so they're currently in negotiations on that. Hoping to have an answer by the end of this week.
All right, Water Authority monthly report. Anything to add?
No.
Engineers monthly report.
Nothing to add?
Legal Counsel monthly report.
I have nothing to add unless there are questions.
All right, and Mr. Speakman is not here. However, he said that he did not have anything to add to the Controller's monthly report this month. So Information Technology monthly report.
Nothing to add unless there's questions.
And I have nothing to add to the library report unless there are questions. All right. Now we can move back to Public Safety. Chief, monthly report.
I have nothing to add.
Did anyone have any questions? All right, and Mr. Schmidt sends his apologies. He was at a conference and was not able to make it back in time this evening. He will touch base with us when he is back in town. So, all right. Chief, anything else for public safety?
I have nothing.
All right, community services, please.
Just a couple quick items under my monthly report. We received our last salt delivery today, so we have completed our 2024-25 salt
Not going to use any more, right?
We basically have almost a full barn, but we have to order under our new state contract by the end of October, so we'll have enough space for that. And then our fish is going to be delivered on May 1st in the evening. So we have about 640 fish coming, minnows, bass, carp. So yes, they will be delivered. Just
What was
What was
receive
that?
notice.
It just dawned on me where the fish were going.
In the
Ponds.
Well, yeah, but at first, you know those other like those big, like I thought at first she was talking about like those fish statues that you see like up in Erie. I was like, why are we getting one of those? But then she stated the number, and I'm like, well, that's not that. I'm sorry, I said that out loud.
I think you both collectively sighed.
It was these two.
So there's no fish in there right now?
There are fish.
Oh, there are.
There are some fish.
Because I think there's been kids, and my son included, trying to fish.
Yeah.
You will have more luck.
So I'll tell him May 2nd.
May 2nd.
May 2nd at 6 a.m.
Wow.
Remember catch and release. But yes.
Make sure to put that on the social media for the township.
Definitely
It's
will.
not every
Yeah.
day that the municipality gets a big delivery of live fish.
Yeah.
We actually,
We're gonna be stocking our pond.
yeah, we
Wow.
plan on showing the video if we can get to see them shooting the fish into the pond.
They
we
That would be
will.
so
That
awesome.
would be
Yeah.
so
Well,
cool.
out of a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't.
Like-
I know.
Like t-shirts at the pirate game.
Okay, anything else for community
Thanks.
I just work here.
Back to the agenda.
Oh, they make it really exciting.
Really.
Fireworks and everything.
Environmental services, please.
Thank you, Madam President. The manager and I are recommending adoption of a resolution authorizing the submission of a grant application to the Small Sewer and Water Program for the Gore-Head Run Intercept project.
All right, does anyone have any questions about this? All right, could I get a resolution number, please?
1112.
All right, can I get a motion to adopt resolution number 1112, authorizing the submission of a grant application to the Small Sewer and Water Program for the Gore-Head Run Interceptor project?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Midgley?
Favor.
Mr. Shuley?
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn?
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch?
Favor.
Dr. Johnson?
Favor.
Thank you.
Monthly report?
Just beyond my monthly report, I just wanted to thank everybody for making the time available this past weekend. Thankfully, the weather was cooperative. So thanks again for making the time and sharing with us at the planning. Thank you.
It's very exciting to see how far along the project is.
Every day it's a new adventure.
All right, and with that, sewer plant construction report, please.
You have a copy of the report in front of you. I believe it was left at your places this evening.
Yes.
Since you're on record pace and you're impressing me, I'm just going to bring one thing to your attention. And that is, it's on the very first page, last paragraph. You got a chance to see everything that was going on. You know things are functioning pretty well. You also know the new plant pretty much is operating and treating actual sewage coming into the facility. We don't want to give you a false impression, though. We're not going to make the contract date of August. We know that right now. So don't be surprised if next month engineering makes a request for an extension of the contract through the end of the calendar year. And the reason for that is because and if you read the whole report, you'll begin to understand it. The laboratory can't be relocated out of the control building that currently exists until the new one is built. They cannot start the flood wall until they can demolish the old building. So we have a perfect catch-22 where we just can't move. So with that, if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. You know, on behalf of the contractors and myself and engineering too, we really do appreciate you took the time to come down. Clista, who's the electrical contractor, was sitting next to me during the construction meeting, and he was pleased that you actually took the time to do it. He said a lot of times people don't do that. Only the staff people do it. So thanks again. And again, if you have any questions along the way, let me know.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Hey, just real quick, is there going to be any financial implications to an extended timeline?
No, their biggest problem right now is the fact that they're not going to be able to do that floodplain
Yeah.
work. You know, they just won't be able to do it.
Okay.
I don't really see any implications one way or the other. My biggest concern, I think it's Ryan's concern, I know it's Jim's concern, is, once they leave, getting them to come back
Right,
is
right,
always
yeah.
the fun part.
Yes.
And they talked about running walls from different directions and kind of scared the crap out of all of us on Tuesday, and we said, no.
Stick around,
We're
take some
stuck.
more time and.
Yeah, I would look for them to probably build out the laboratory in the office garage building first before they do anything else in that building, with the hope that Jim can relocate the laboratory over, but he has no choice. He has to keep his lab operating
Yeah.
until such time when the new one is up and functioning. I don't know, what do you think, 3 or 4 days to move?
That's the goal. Our intention is to try to do a weekend move so we can do,
Mhm.
kind of make this as quick as possible, not only for ourselves, but also the contractors, so we're not delaying them, so.
And there's not an opportunity to outsource or do it in a trailer or,
We can outsource for the sake of permitting, but we have no information on a day-to-day basis to function. So that's the key of our internal laboratory.
Yeah. So, I've listed it as a concern.
yeah.
It's not the end of the world, but it's going to create a problem. And like anything else, there's always Pandora's box when you do construction. They're telling us July to move the laboratory. Okay.
Yeah.
They also told
We
they
know
also
what
told us the
MCCs
office building would be built in December.
Yeah, and MCCs would arrive in.
So we'll see how it goes, but
Yeah.
I just want to let you know that the contract will go past the contract period, which none of us are shockingly surprised. We had all expected that. The most important thing is that the components of the operation of the new plant are beginning to function and operate as hopefully designed. The UV is still a problem, but the manufacturer has stepped up already and said they'll do whatever they need to do to make sure that the equipment functions as specified in the contract. So, we're doing pretty well. Overall, nothing's really different. And if you get to the last page too, you'll notice our numbers are improving, which we expected it wouldn't happen as well. We'll float between 700,000 and 1.2 million through the end of this contract, depending on how things go.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, thank you. Any questions, anybody else?
Nope.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Jim, anything else for environmental services?
I have nothing, unless there are questions.
All right, zoning and planning, please.
Okay, thank you, Madam President. The first item we discussed at the last meeting, this is just a simple subdivision of a lot on Oxford Boulevard that has 2 condominium commercial offices in them, and they're splitting them so that each office building is on its own parcel. So since the last meeting, I provided you all with proposed conditions of approval, and I am recommending approval of this item tonight.
Did anyone have any questions? All right, then can I get a motion to approve the Letterly Oxford Boulevard Simple Subdivision, application 25-02, subject to and contingent upon the conditions as outlined in the Land Use Administrator's memo dated April 17th?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Shuley,
Favor.
Ms. Blackburn,
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch,
Favor.
Mr. Midgley,
Favor.
Dr. Johnson.
Favor.
Okay, and the next item is the Matheny Duncan Avenue Simple Subdivision. Again, this is just a simple subdivision, 1 lot into 2 of an existing property on Duncan Avenue. As with the last item, conditions of approval have been forwarded to council for your consideration, and I am recommending approval tonight.
And did anyone have any questions? All right, then can I get a motion to approve the Matheny Duncan Avenue Simple Subdivision, application 25-03, subject to and contingent upon the conditions as outlined in the Land Use Administrator's memo from 4/17?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Blackburn,
Favor.
Ms. Fritsch,
Favor.
Mr. Midgley,
Favor.
Mr. Shuley,
Favor.
Dr. Johnson.
Favor.
Okay, and that's all I have, unless anyone has anything for me.
Nope, thank you. All right, old business.
Pints in the Park, don't forget, for anyone who's attending, their strategic is going to be their Strategic Solutions, who's doing our zoning ordinance update, seeking public feedback, so, yeah.
So let's all keep our fingers crossed for good weather this time. And then, of course, we also have Recycle-Rama coming up on the 17th. And when did you say the museum?
Sunday, May 4th.
Okay, thank you.
They have opening day.
All right, new business.
Nothing to add unless there's anything else anyone else wants to add.
Anyone have anything for new business? All right, then thank you everyone for coming this evening, and I will adjourn this evening's meeting.
Awesome.